Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
Yeah! What is up, SMT Nation? Yeah, positive vibes all up in the live chat. Notifications on ICUIFS. What up? Man, Sunday edition of the SMT Podcast, July 5th, 2020. It is actually 7:28 p.m. in the Eastern. Good to have you guys, whether you are watching this on live or replay. Big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to the SMT Nation. We'll get this thing going in a second. We'll just let the music play as we wait for people to drop in. Yeah, crack the soda. Yeah. I see a bunch of people here. Hashtag Mod Squad, those with the blue typed names and the wrenches. Carlos S. Tech. He says, remember, after Sneed is live, we got RFK Tech live. Absolutely. Ricky Reloaded, as we'll call it. RFK Tech relaunch on the channel. We'll definitely be there after. We'll spend about 30 minutes here, and then we'll be transitioning over to Ricky's live. So, yeah, hashtag Mod Squad. Hashtag 2Live Crew if you're watching this in the live. Hashtag Replay Crew if you're watching this on recording. Hashtag Ravioli Crew. Hashtag Ravioli Gang if you prefer. If you're watching this while you're hungry or eating. Shout out to you. I see Tim, I see Carlos, I see Bobby. Appreciate you guys being here, holding it down. Gene's in the house. YFS is here. Caleb, Technoid. Good to have you guys. Todd is in the house. I see Gene. I see Kathy. Let's see. We also have... What else we got here? Oh, there we go. All right. Jumped back. JP Scott's in the house. The brother Ronaldo is here. William's in the house. William says, what is this all about today? We'll get to it today. Absolutely. Chat so peaceful today. Yes, that's how we want it. Good to see you, Todd. Welcome to the show. Jar Cohen's in the house, my dude. Robert is here. Sean is here. The homie Scoop's in the house. D-Gaff is here. Cesar Barajas. Good to have you. Gregory, my friend, it is good to have you as well. Maverick is here. Jay. Cesar Gonzalez is here. Kimon, good to see you. Matt Dub, the homie's finally here. We were expecting you, bruh. Jason, Josh, good to have you as well. MS is here. Mikey Tech Review just popped in. Good to have you, broski. Alex just made it here. Good to have you as well. The homie Troy's in the house. One of the newest members of the Patreon. Wesley is here. Dan is here. And we're ready to get this thing going. GS is in the house. All right, so here's what we're going to do today. We've got some good topics. Hardware-based, network-based, we got it all. Oscar Frederico says, I'm out. Peace. Nick, Robert, All right, so here's what we're going to do with today's show. We're kind of doing a pregame for Ricky's live stream, right? But we got our own topic, so let's get this thing going, and I will transition to the start of the show. Community links down in the description box. Patreon page link is there. We've got like 80-some Patreon members now. So big shout out to you guys. Thank you for supporting us there on that channel element. Newest edition. I think Tim is the newest member, so we welcome Tim as one of the newest members of the Patreon. Black Spawn is here. Good to see you guys. All right, so link is there if you want to become a patron. There's a $1 tier. Gets you access to all extra live streams on the Patreon side. There's a $2 tier, which gives you early access to some videos, exclusive access to some videos, and all of the live streams. And then the $3 tier, Super SMT, gets you all exclusives, all early releases, all live streams. And then the $5 tier, which is the Sneed Army, gets you all of the access of the other tiers, plus you get the StreamYard link, so you could pop in and join us if you would like to ask a question or just pop in and say hello and things like that. So, however, you want to do it, there are different ways to support and then get additional access. If you like what we're doing on the YouTube channel, that takes it a whole nother level. Big shout out to Mikey Tech Review. Thank you for your super chat, my dude. The $3 super chat. Hashtag Team Ravioli. Hashtag Ravioli Gang. Yeah. What's up, Ricky? Good to see you, man. We'll have you on. We'll set you up here as we take us as a pregame into your live stream. So good to have everybody. Let's get this thing going, shall we? All right. First topic of the day. We're actually going to be talking smartphones. And here's where I'm going with this. The best-selling smartphone in the United States, and for the most part, North America, is the iPhone. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Good to see you. As well as Tech Fury Needs. Good to see you, my dude. Apple's 2020 flagship device, the iPhone 12, the successor to the iPhone 11, is probably going to be the most anticipated smartphone of the year. I don't know what it's going to do in terms of sales. It's a very strange and obscure economic time. I don't know how well they'll sell. I don't know if anybody can sell anything at this time, right? But there are a couple of things that you want to know if you are awaiting iPhones for 2012. Now, you're probably going to see a few models, possibly 4 from what I understand. I tried to find all of the most legitimate sources that have been correct in the past and take the news and the rumors and speculation and try to, put it all together. I follow Technoid very closely. I follow John Prosser. They've been pretty accurate for the most part, so I'm riding with them. Big shout out to Mikey Tech Review, another super chat. Rick Tech Family for Life. Yes, sir. So we're probably going to see a delayed release. I don't think we're going to get the iPhone during its normal release time. In the past, iPhones have always been like an early fall release. And that's probably not going to happen this year. And the reason that's probably not going to happen is because of the pandemic. We've got production issues. We've got, manufacturing issues. Everything's kind of delayed, right? Countries have literally been under quarantine for the last several months. Some have since reopened. Some are kind of open. Some are soon to open. But things are delayed for sure. Big shout out to Carlos S. Tech with the $20 super chat. Screw T-Mobile. Yeah. We're talking iPhones, bro. All right. So seeing that the pandemic has likely slowed production and manufacturing processes and activities, it just makes sense that it's going to be delayed. I'm here to tell you that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's true that you're probably going to get your iPhone later if you're going to buy an iPhone 12 or a 12 Pro or a 12 Pro Max or whatever else they release. But I'm here to tell you that's a good thing. It is a good thing that the iPhones are being delayed. You're probably thinking, how is that a good thing? Well, the reason I think it's a good thing is because it creates more time and increases the likelihood that we get a quality 5G modem. Cellular connectivity that is going to be better than it has been in the recent past for Apple. Because in the past, Apple has been using Intel-based chipsets. So what they're doing is Apple makes their system on a chip. The modems and the cellular connections that they're using are coming from Intel. They have had a falling out with Qualcomm that has since been patched, and now they've got a deal. So we already have good news on that piece, right? The Qualcomm manufactured chip modem that we're going to see is going to be in this new generation of iPhones will automatically, just by association with Qualcomm, be better than anything Intel was going to provide. There were some issues with antenna arrays and designs, and that was kind of a holdup for a while, but it looks like things have gotten worked out. Final designs look like they're ready to go, and manufacturing can start very, very soon. So the iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, the 12 Pro Max, they've probably finished their testing and clearance with this new extension of time for the designs, and once completed, they can shift over to production, which should be very, very soon. The newest reports indicate that Apple is probably scaling back production, anticipating that they won't sell as many phones as they probably thought they would. They've also increased the production of older phones. So they've scaled back the new production 20%, and they've increased production by 45 million units on last year's model. That's kind of interesting. Big shout out to Mikey Tech Review. Thank you for the super chat. He says iPhone 12, 12 Plus, 12 Pro, and 12 Pro Max will be the new phones. I don't know about a 12 Plus. That would be different. I guess anything's possible. But I know a lot of credible sources are saying that's what it's going to be. So we'll have to see how that happens. But 4 models is what a lot of people are indicating. Alex, you all ready? Yes, sir. Thank you for the super chat. And Mikey Tech Review, Apple plans to release no charger in the boxes. I think that's a whole nother video, right? We could do it on that. All right, so here's how I see the iPhone 12 models when it comes to cellular connectivity. Qualcomm's going to be giving up the modems for these phones. I think that based on what we've seen so far with 5G and the manufacturers, let's look at Samsung, for example. Big shout out to Gene. Thank you for the super chat. We are 100% going to see all versions of the iPhone 12 with sub 6 gigahertz 5G connectivity. I think that's a foregone conclusion, right? So the iPhone 12, the base model, right, the base flagship, I think that's going to be sub 6 gigahertz. Whether it's T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon, or Boost Mobile, whatever, it doesn't matter the carrier. I think all iPhone 12s are going to have sub 6 gigahertz spectrum compatibility. The iPhone 12 Pro, which would be, the pro grade version of the 12, is 100% going to have sub 6 gigahertz compatibility. But this is where things get interesting. I think this model is also going to be millimeter wave compatible, because I think Verizon and AT&T can force the issue. I think more specifically Verizon, because they have focused so heavily upon millimeter wave. Wow. Cesar, thank you for the super chat. Will Verizon and AT&T have millimeter wave 5G in their microsites? Any new updates for new T-Mobile Sneed? Yes, Verizon and AT&T deploy millimeter wave 5G on their own millimeter wave nodes. I have seen Verizon also deploy them on macro sites. So yes, I have seen that, and that's probably more to come. I want to give a huge shout out to John. The $100 super chat is truly impressive, most generous. Thank you. That's really, really nice of you. I appreciate that very, very much. John, you are so kind, bro. I appreciate it. I know Yasmin is going to appreciate it. Thank you for that donation. That is truly very generous, and I appreciate that. That's very nice of you, man. I know given the current economic times, there's a lot of instability, and there's, money situations can be hit or miss. But, dude, thank you for that. That's really nice of you, man. Thank you. And that's another $100 that I'm going to have to take out of the sock drawer and give to Yasmin. I don't think, maybe Mr. X has dropped a super chat like that before, possibly. But that is amazing. Wow, thank you, man. Wow. That's a huge cash pop. Thanks, John. You're really nice, man. So I think the 12 Pro will be millimeter wave capable because of pretty much Verizon. At least we could probably all agree that the iPhone 12 Pro Max is going to be millimeter wave all carriers. So all things iPhone 12 Pro Max, millimeter wave. So sub 6 gigahertz, millimeter wave, all carriers, they'll all have it. All will have the X60 modems. From what I understand, the 4 models that they will have will be a 5.4 inch for the 12, a 6.1 inch for the 12 Pro, whatever versions they have, and then the 6.7 inch for the Pro Max. So, yeah, that's what we can expect from the iPhones. Sources here for all this information you could find at GSM Arena and Nikkei Asian Review, and their internal sources. They don't like to disclose their sources, but that's what they say. These are our sources. And I, took some of this information from Technoid, and I got a little bit of information from John Prosser. So I'm no guru or insider on iPhones. I'm following it closely because I know that is probably the most popular selling phone every year. And thank you, Mikey, for the another donation. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you to everybody who donates to the SMT. Thank you so much. So, when I look at the iPhones for this upcoming year, I'm actually excited about the iPhone, which I'm usually not. But the reason I think we should be excited is to see what happens with this modem. Right? What happens with this Qualcomm chipset, what they do with 5G. I can tell you guys right now, I will be purchasing an iPhone 12 of some sort. Whether it's the Pro or the Max or the Plus, whatever it is, I will be buying one because I need to test it. I need to see what these modems are about as Qualcomm re-enters the iPhone ecosystem. So I'm excited about that. Pricing, I don't know. Can we expect them to stay around the $699 mark for the 12? Probably. Can we expect the 12 Pro to come in at $1,000? I say at least. At least. Does 5G make them a little bit more expensive? Well, is the 12 going to be $799 instead of $699? Is the 12 Pro going to be $1099 and the 12 Pro Max $1399? I don't know. But a lot of people are indicating 5G will make these phones more expensive. Qualcomm has a history of doing that. We saw it this year. We saw it last year. Thanks, Mikey Tech Reviews, for another donation. The iPhone 12 Pro Max, I bet, will be 5G this year, 100%. And I also think it's going to be more specifically low band, mid band, and millimeter wave compatible. My personal opinion. Kimon says, I'm getting the 12 Pro. I think a lot of people will. Oh, Josh, let us know what the pricing is going to be if they've been leaked. I'm interested to know. MS, thank you for the super chat, my dude. Nice of you. Thank you. Yeah, he's not a god, but man, he does get a lot of information on these iPhones, doesn't he? Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. Tony Phony Baloney. My dude with the balonies. Appreciate the super chat there, the super chat sticker, I should say. Keep it up with the dumbbells. So Cash Game says Prosser showed a 649 $749, $999, and $1099. Okay, that's interesting. So that would keep pricing pretty much in line. The $649, $749 is interesting. That would indicate like a 12 and a 12 Plus, then like a 12 Pro and a 12 Pro Max. That's how that would play out. All right, Technoid, $1099. Okay, so that indicates pricing is pretty similar to last year. Okay, we'll see what happens. We're following that story closely. We do have a few months before things start to heat up. We will definitely get more news at a later time. And I'm sure, Front Page Tech and all those guys will have those updates for us. Let's stick with hardware. Let's pivot over to more entry-level, mid-range devices, shall we? The Moto Edge Lite. This would be the entry-level or mid-range entry for Motorola, Lenovo, Moto Lenovo, whatever it is. We are talking a mid-range device that will be 5G compatible, that will be the cost-affordable version of the Moto Edge Plus. Now, the Moto Edge Plus is a great phone. It is a phenomenal design. It looks so sweet. It's got excellent, software. The cellular connectivity seems to be second to none. It seems amazing. The one thing I will say that really keeps people from the Moto Edge Plus has got to be the exclusivity to Verizon. It's got to be. Lenovo, yes, that's right, Cash Games. The fact that it was strictly on Verizon keeps some people away from that phone because there are people who are stuck on a carrier like AT&T or T-Mobile for whatever reason. They like their carrier. They like their plan. They're not willing to switch to a new or a different carrier just for a device. So it's really hard to promote a phone that is locked to a carrier in terms of exclusivity. Yeah, you could buy it and then use it for 60 days and move carriers, but it's a pain, right? I don't know when the Moto Edge Plus is going to come in an unlocked variant, if it ever does. I don't know if Motorola will sell it that way. We have no idea. Big shout out to John. If you're interested in a personal development video channel, feel free to follow his channel. He will be dropping new videos soon. John, go ahead and link your video in the live chat. Absolutely. And when you're ready to make that move, get at me on Twitter. I will help you promote your channel all day. You've always been a huge supporter of me and the channel. I got you, bro. The SMT Nation is riding with you. Anyways, there appears to be a Moto Edge Lite on the way. A mid-range version of the Moto Edge Plus. This week, there's supposed to be a rumored launch event for this phone. Specifically, they are saying a remote launch event that is going to take place on Tuesday of this week. I haven't heard anything other than that little blurb about it. I don't have any confirmation from Motorola or anything like that, but that is the rumor. Here's what I know about some of these phones. Some of these mid-range phones usually don't make it to the United States. Some of these phones get stuck in South America or Asia or Europe, and they never make it stateside. They never cross the pond. Which is really sad because if it's not available in the United States, well, then it keeps one more device out of our market and out of the hands of United States customers. We really want that. So, Mikey Tech Review, thank you for your super chat, bro. That's another one, man. Thank you. Brings up a great point. Mid-range, you're talking Galaxy A71 and A51, both 5G compatible, both mid-rangers. I believe the A71 is coming in at $600. I think the A51 is coming in at $500. Yeah, they're much more affordable as 5G phones, and they're pretty good phones. Don't get me wrong. But I trust Qualcomm to do 5G better than Exynos. And I trust Motorola to do software better than Samsung. So yeah, if you're going mid-range and that's all you got, then yeah, you're going with that. But if Motorola was to bring a mid-ranger similar to what we see Samsung do, I would actually promote the Motorola's more. Yeah, maybe the displays on the Samsungs are better, but for cellular connection and software, I'd say go with the Motorola's all day. Always. Chucky, I totally agree. Thank you for the super chat. Carrier exclusives killed a lot of brands. Verizon has always had Moto by the cojones. Always. They always had them like that. They had these contracts. Motorola always had to put out a flagship for them. Optimize it for their network and this and that. It's always been that way, and it's kind of a pain because they have always been such great phones that just didn't catch traction because they weren't available on all the carriers. So yeah, I totally agree with you there. Tim has some experience with the Samsung A71. I know he, as a retail manager, he knows a thing or two about what they sell. So he says he likes it. I would recommend giving that a look if that's something you want. Ricky is saying Verizon will have the light model. I'm very interested to see them have it. I'd like to see it go to T-Mobile too, and I'd also like to see it on AT&T. I'd like to also see an unlocked model because there's some people that would want to either finance through Motorola or buy it outright and without a contract or anything, or without, payment installations. So, all right, so Ricky, when you put that model number in there, that's probably the indicator. Whenever you see that little -1 at the end, that's usually carrier models. It'll be like -1, -3, -5. That indicates that a carrier is going to have a model of it specifically for them with specific radio bands. So, Ricky, what that tells me, that phone won't have band 14. That phone might not even have band 41. Seriously. Because they're going to want it specifically designed for their network, for Verizon. So I can't wait to actually see the FCC listing on that phone and look at the band compatibility. That'll give me a chuckle. Big shout out to Carlos, another super sticker. Yep, that's the people's champ. That's right. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for that, man. Really, really nice. The chat just jumped on me. Joeseph says no Edge Plus for me as I'm in the UK. Yeah, so you won't even get it your side of the pond there. Yeah, Caleb, I'm a big Moto fan. I've always liked those devices. Like I said before, it's always been like this carrier exclusivity that kept them from really catching traction. All right, RFK Tech, nice. You got the different model numbers, so the -3 belongs to the Global Edition. All right, good. Well, Verizon's pretty much had the exclusivity on the device for now. I haven't seen anything from any other place. Cinematic Universe News says we need cheap 5G phones. Totally agree. That's why I think like a company like Moto is so important. Samsung with the mid-rangers. I actually hear, I saw it in a couple of places. I hear Motorola is bringing a $400 5G phone to the market with like an entry-level Qualcomm chip, 4700 milliamp hour battery, 4 gigs of RAM, 6.7-inch OLED, 4 camera setup on the back, 2 camera setup on the front. So it's supposed to be like a really capable entry-level 5G phone. If we get 5G phones at $400, I mean, people will buy them. People don't want to spend $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 on these phones, especially as the networks evolve so quickly and transition from NSA non-standalone to SA standalone services, and as new technologies like DSS and new bands come to the market, you're not going to want to invest too heavy in a single phone. You're going to want to kind of limp in to the tech because you know it's going to change so fast. You know what I mean? I think we're going to see a Moto G 5G device coming in at about $400 or $500. So I'm excited about that. We already started seeing $600 5G phones like with the Samsung A71. OnePlus dropped a phone this year at $699, $799 for the other one, $899 for another. Motorola's coming in at $899 with their Edge Plus. Pretty much all the other flagships from like Samsung, the S20 is $1,000. The Plus at a couple $100. The Ultra throw in another couple $100. They're just so incredibly priced LG came in, I think, this year at 800 or 900, depending on your carrier. And they're not selling an unlocked variant. So there's been a lot of restrictions, you know. Thanks for the super chat, Mikey. Samsung devices build out are nice. Motorola chipsets are more reliable. I agree. I like what Motorola does with the software, personally. There's a lot of pros and goods in Samsungs. The displays are second to none. The build quality is really nice, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, the premium nature of how they're built. But yeah, I trust the software a little bit better. I don't know. I think to each their own when it comes to software, though. So we'll see what happens. I have the Moto Edge Plus. It was worth buying. Oh, nice, Mikey. I didn't know you got that phone. I'd love to see, you know, some of your performance metrics and your speed testing and signal and stuff like that. Technoid brings up the point. Average consumers will never tell the difference between their 765 and their 865 face look. But for somebody who's a network snob watching my channel, they will. But Technoid, you are so right. I think you're right. I mean, you know, the average consumer, if they can save a couple $100 by getting a phone with a 765, I think they're more apt to do that. You know? Hey, big shout out to Ron. Yeah. Yeah, the hype. Yeah, the hype is real. Thanks for the super chat, bro. You know, I don't want to poo-poo any type of 5G phones moving forward, but a lot's going to be changing, you know. You know, we want to see, you know, some Motorola's bring some mid-rangers. We want to see Samsung do the same. OnePlus is going to bring out another phone that's a little bit more affordable. We got DSS, Dynamic Spectrum, sharing up and coming. We'll have nationwide 5G with that. We'll have standalone coming to fruition within the calendar year. We'll be seeing a lot more millimeter wave from companies like Verizon and AT&T. We'll be seeing a lot more 2.5 from T-Mobile, hopefully. So then those phones become more realistic that customers will want to purchase them. We still got the Google phone, right? We got a Google Pixel 4a that's up and coming. Should be out soon. The Google Pixel 5, which will be later this year, which will be a 5G phone, as well as the XL variant. Those are interesting. We'll see what type of chipset they come with and the pricing. We'll see if there's millimeter wave variants of this. A lot of people want to see millimeter wave and sub-6 all in together. Yeah, good mention, Mikey Tech Review. The LG V60 priced at $699 and $799 with a dual screen, respectively. Yeah. It's an interesting offer. It's a compelling offer. Considering one, actually, myself. I really like the concept. So, we'll see what they have to offer. Mobile X, just to kind of wrap things up, I don't know much about it, guys. Mobile X, there's not a lot of details. I could tell you that the person who's going to run the show is Peter Adderton. He's the original Boost founder. He is a huge consumer advocate. He's very consumer friendly. He's fair. He wants to offer value. I don't know what he's going to do for innovation in wireless. I don't know what he's going to do in pricing. Stacey, good to see you. I don't know what he's going to do for network availability or how you're going to access it. SIM cards and eSIMs. I don't know what he's going to do about features and roaming agreements or activations and fees and customer care. There's so much that goes into an MVNO and a carrier. We just don't know enough details. But Mobile X, based on the person promoting it and operating it, could be very good. I just don't have any details beyond that. But I'm excited to see what it has to offer. I will do follow-up videos as information comes out. So keep it tuned, keep it locked to the SMT YouTube channel for more information on devices, network technologies, and carrier news. I want to wrap up the show by thanking everybody who provided super chats. I want to thank Carlos. I want to thank John. You guys are amazing. I want to thank Mikey Tech Review for lots of donations. Thank you, man. I want to thank Ron as well. I think there were some other donations too. Let me see if I could. Chucky had one. I remember his. Tony Phony Baloney, MS. You guys are awesome. Thank you for donating to the channel. I appreciate it. Yasmin appreciates it. Cesar, Gene, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for supporting and offering those donations. I have a PayPal link in the description box for those that want to do that. People have been asking me for Venmo and Cash App. Those links are in the description as well. So if you ever feel like you want to, provide a donation, you could do so that way. And I will thank you personally on my next YouTube video. So, thank you guys for supporting. Thank you for donating. Thank you all who viewed this video, viewed this podcast, and liked it and shared it to all your socials. Thank you so much for that. I think what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and transition. To all the nation out there, thank you guys for supporting me. Appreciate it very much. You guys are awesome. Want to do some quick little shout-outs. If you watch this live, hashtag 2LiveCrew. If you watch it on replay, hashtag ReplayCrew. If you watch this while you were hungry or eating, hashtag Ravioli Gang. And if you got a blue wrench, big blue name, hashtag Mod Squad. You guys are awesome. Thank you for holding things down and keeping everything kosher in the live chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all your help. I think what we'll do is we'll just make sure that if this is your first time here, you get yourself subscribed, hit that subscribe button, activate the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload or a live podcast from the SMT. And then do check out the SMT Patreon page for additional content, more exclusivity, different ways to extend throughout the communities. We also have the Twitter handle. We do Periscope lives and things of that nature. All those links down in the description box. And that pretty much wraps it up. You guys are amazing. Thank you for everything. We are headed over to Ricky Florida Qais' new and improved and reloaded tech channel, RFK Tech. This was all a pregame to get there. So we're going to head over, RFK Tech. Somebody put a link in the live chat. Let's get over there. RFK Tech. We're going to take a look at some new technologies coming to the market that are going to be game changers. Thank you all for watching this edition of the SMT Podcast. We're glad you were here. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we're looking forward to see you on the next show. Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. We hopefully will see you there at RFK Tech, and we'll check you guys on the next one. Peace. Yeah.